Hello everyone, welcome back to Red Music Sound Lab. I am your host, Daniel Red, and it feels so good to be back on the red seat with all of you. Now I know everyone's looking for mic shootout videos and anything audio related videos, but for this video, I want to have a little heart-to-heart with all of you, especially because we're such a small community, and sometimes we don't realize how small this world can get until we go through something similar ourselves. And so I hope that in the event that you may be going through something similar, or that someone you know and someone close to you may be going through something similar, I hope you can share this video, and I hope you find it comforting and peaceful for you. Unfortunately, about 2 months ago, my mom passed away from the coronavirus. She became another statistic here in the United States. And although I could have felt angry and upset, at the circumstances and what happened and at my loss, I took another approach to this. And instead of feeling those negative feelings, what I thought about is feeling grateful and having gratitude in my heart in the midst of, devastation and loss. And part of the reason that I have that gratitude in my heart is because my mom, she gave me her best, right? She worked hard. She sacrificed so much so that I could have a positive future and a bright future. And I think in that aspect, my mom over-succeeded in that area. There's so much that she did for me that I cannot help but feel grateful and have that gratitude in my heart for what she did. Although she, in my opinion, she left a little early. She was 68. And I wish she would have gotten to know my daughters a little bit more. I'm still grateful that my daughters did get to know her just a little bit for a limited time. And I'm so grateful that she got to know her granddaughters. Part of the reason why I feel that gratitude as well is because as a son, even though I eventually moved away and made my own family, started my own family and got my own home, I never forgot about them and I never left them stranded. And I always gave them my best, or at least for my mom. My dad's still here with me. But my mom, I gave her my best. So there's nothing else I could have done to express my love and my appreciation towards her, right? Now, could things have been better? Yeah. Anything that we do in life, everything could have been better. But given the circumstances, given everything that goes on in life, based on that, I feel like I gave her my best. At the end of the day, once everything was said and done, I thought about, everything that we've gone through, and I didn't find myself telling myself, I wish I could have had one extra day with her. I wish I could have had an extra week with her and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, I gave her my best, And so sometimes we need to ask ourselves that same question. Are we giving it our best? As audio engineers, in this channel, are we giving it our best? Are we giving it our best at recording? Are we giving it our best at mixing? If you're a musician, are you giving it your best at being a musician and really learning the craft of your instrument? Because when I think of being able to be grateful and having gratitude in our hearts and in the experiences, that happens when we give it our best, right? When we just kind of sit around, not really give it our best and just whatever type of thing, that's a type of attitude we're going to have. In fact, some people have a very negative attitude, and they say, I tried it, I picked up the instrument and whatever, right? And so we have to ask ourselves, did this person or am I giving it our best? Right? Because at the end of the day, that is what matters. Did we give it our best? Right? And if we did, we can walk away with grace, if the outcome wasn't what we wanted the outcome to be. Right? And so that's what I wanted to share with you, giving it our best so that we can have gratitude in our hearts, no matter, whatever negative experiences or negative outcomes we may face. Now I'm not going to sit here and pretend like my life has been the hardest, because I do realize that there are some people that just have had it very, very rough, but at the same time, I'm also not going to pretend like during these times or during those experiences, those negative, heartbreaking experiences, that we don't find people that are positive to our lives, that shine some light, right? And that try and help us out in those terrible times, right? Maybe sometimes we just focus too much on the negative aspect that we can't be grateful, right? We can't have gratitude in our hearts because we're too busy being upset and angry. Where does that get us, right? So maybe instead of always looking at things in a negative perspective, how about start having some gratitude, right? Let's have some gratitude in our hearts for what we do have, or what we have accomplished, right? And even though we've given it our best, right, and we have not become the best, right, it's okay. We've given it our best, right? Now, there are always things like, I could have done this better, right? But given the circumstances, did you give it your best, right? And don't get me wrong, even when we give it our best doesn't mean that we are the best. But without a doubt, you gave it your best, right? And it's going to show no matter what, right? You may not be the best top of your game person, but it's going to show. Your talent, your skill, your level is going to show when you give it your best, right? And that goes for life as well. Giving our best to our family, right? Giving our best to our friends, giving our best to our colleagues. If you think about it, a person like LeBron James, right? He gives it his best and he's one of the best, right? But there are other stars and athletes in the same sport that have given their best and they're just not at the same level. But they still play the sport hard. They still give it their best, right? And you can walk away with gratitude even at the loss of a championship, not winning a championship, not being a team that you may want, things like that, right? Coincidentally, speaking of giving it our best, when my family and I buried my mom, Rupert Neve passed away. And you want to talk about giving it the best, right? He gave us his best knowledge of audio engineering and audio design, and he became one of the best. So that's what this video is about, right? Are we giving it our best? And if we're not, how about we start giving it our best so that we can have some gratitude in our hearts, right? To overcome whatever negative experiences or negative hardships come through our lives. And this channel wouldn't be Red Music Sound Lab if I didn't offer you some suggestions in case you're going through something similar. While my mom was hospitalized, I found out that she was being treated with antiviral medication. Turns out there are very good antiviral medications to suppress the coronavirus. And if you're going through this, or someone that's going through this, how about ask? It doesn't hurt to ask, right? What's the worst someone can say? No, we can't give it to you, or hey, you're gonna have to do this. It's okay. Just ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Okay, just ask. I mean, part of the reason why we're here in YouTube, right, is because we have questions about audio engineering and recording and different equipment and stuff like that. It's the same with our lives, right? If we're going through something pretty terrible or pretty bad, ask, hey, is there a treatment that I can have? Obviously, different states have different requirements, but why not ask? There are antiviral medications out there, so that you won't have to go through such a hardship if you contract this virus, right? But just ask, I've read somewhere where there are some places where a licensed professional will go to you and administer that antiviral medication. I've even read some stuff where, they'll deliver it to you and you can self-treat. But it all comes down to just asking. So ask, and don't be afraid to ask. And with that said, let's pick up ourselves, dust ourselves off, okay? If you have experienced the loss of a loved one like I have, or someone, let's keep those loved ones in our minds and in our hearts, okay? And keep walking forward, right? Walking forward, being grateful, having that gratitude in our hearts and our soul, okay? And para mi mamá, Elsa Flores Aguirre, muchas gracias por ser mi mamá. Muchas gracias por todo su sacrificio, por todo lo que me dio. Muchas gracias, Mom. Le agradezco mucho. Y que Dios la bendiga siempre. Yo sé que usted está en un lugar mejor y está con Dios. Y es mi deber estar en la fe para que un día yo también pueda verla a usted en el cielo con Dios. Que descanse en paz y la voy a extrañar, Mom. La amo mucho. All right, everybody. I'll see you in the next few videos. Bye.